Hi, this is Bishop Brenda Boss from the Southwest California Synod, coming to you from the campus of California Lutheran University. Over the next couple of months, I will be sending you resources and encouragement to be the church that's engaged in the election process. Now, I know that preachers can never endorse a candidate from the pulpit, and so I will not ask for that. But I am going to ask you as people of faith to engage the process, to talk about the issues, to decide as people who follow the way of Jesus what you care about, and more importantly, why. I know when we were 2 years old, we were supposed to learn the lesson that shouting never gets you your way. And so I'm never going to ask you to be involved in angry debate. I'm actually not going to ask you to be involved in trying to convince somebody of what you believe. Instead, I'm going to invite the church to be in dialogue with each other and with neighbors, and to be able to say, this is why I'm voting the way I am, and not try to convince somebody of anything else. What I'm trying to tell you is our faith dictates how we live in the world. And I want to encourage you to use your faith to think more clearly about the issues. The second thing I'm going to ask you to do is have a voting plan, not just for you, but for other people in the congregation who may have trouble getting to the ballot box or may have trouble filling out their absentee ballot. And so why don't you make a plan on how you're going to be able to vote, to make sure that your vote can count, and then help others who may decide they're too old, they're too disabled, they're too busy to have their voice heard. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is pray. Every Sunday, every day, but every Sunday from now until the election, I'd like to ask you to add a prayer of God's people for the election, that there will not be violence on the campaign trail, that there will be safety for poll workers and election volunteers, that anybody who has the right to vote is not denied that right, but is free to be participating in the democratic process. And finally, that there will be a peaceful transfer of power up and down the ticket, all over the country, that we can actually bring back true democracy. And maybe this is too much, but that actually this nation can heal. That this time of election has pointed out all of our differences, and it's hurt us in so many ways, but that we as people of faith and God, through the Holy Spirit, could bring reconciliation. I'm not just saying we're going to play nice, but that we can all come together as people who love each other and love God and find a way forward. We're going to send you a lot of resources. There's some involved in this particular newsletter about some things that you might use as a congregation. Bible studies, sermon series, different resources that might help you as we become people of faith who are deeply engaged in our country. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.